Hello Facebook, I'm Ellie Frost. Happy Wednesday. This video is about being the one who shows up for and gets what they truly want. And just out of interest, when I say that, especially if you're a spiritual teacher, healer, light worker, although this video is for absolutely everyone, see if in your body that idea of getting what you truly want triggers you. Because for a lot of us on a spiritual path, there's some ick around that. There's some ick around getting what I truly want. There's often some ick about getting paid what we truly want. There's often some ick that we might hurt people. There's often some ick around what does it mean to be the person who gets what they truly want. Now, let me just unmesh some of this for us. As spiritual, heart-driven, soul-driven entrepreneurs, I don't want to hurt anyone to get what I want. But we have been often conditioned, like ancestrally and in this lifetime, into societies that make us feel wrong, make us feel bad, make us feel like we would somehow be doing something wrong if we get what we want. Why? Because we've grown up in a culture, in a society, in the way the world has been, with corrupt industries, with corrupt leadership, right? Where we've been exploited and manipulated and controlled. So we feel like we've been taught that's the way. And so a lot of us actually shy away from getting paid to be ourselves, do our soul work, set the new paradigm on the planet. So here's the thing. We have another opportunity, which is to tune into the collective, what's good for me, what's good for you, and what's good for all of us, the collective win-win-win. And from that energy, I'm doing a service to all. Here's another thing, because I made a post a bit earlier. I'm going to go into a number of things about authentic power. And authentic power to me means being true to who I am and what I want and need. That's my true authentic power, which means being true to who I am is my fullest expression on the planet. My fullest expression in terms of my personality, which actually a lot of it's learned. So, like we want to heal the wounds and trauma around personality, book in for a trauma release session. I'm excellent at them. But beyond that, who to true I am and what I want and need. I'm actually God-given desires in my heart. The universe, God, our creator, whatever you believe in, did not, I don't believe, intend that this was like, welcome to the human experience. This is a torture chamber. You're going to have things in your heart to do, be and have, but your whole point on the planet is to be tortured into them. I don't believe that at all. There's nothing more divine than a human. You are intentionally human. There's nothing more spiritual than a human. We are 100% spiritual and 100% divine. Uniting our divinity and humanity is exactly the point. And every desire in your heart to have is yours, is meant for you, is in a divine assignment, in my opinion, and my knowing and my channeling. So here we are trying to deny our desires. And at the same time, thinking that we can have a fully expressed life that way, rather than understanding that our opportunity to create the new paradigm, to create a new world, is in being the fullness of who we are and the fullness of our desires and needs. Here's the thing I know about all the work I've done with people energetically. The minute you say yes to your desires, your abundance expands. Every time I've invested into something I desire, more money comes to me. It's an energetic, right? How do you think people set up businesses from scratch? Visionaries, because their desire, because of course they have to create the resources, of course everything matched, but if you don't live by desire and you just live by survival and need, you'll never get beyond that and you'll never be fully expressed. So we've got to unmesh the traumas, the bullshit, the absolute rubbish about any ideas around we can't be trusted, that in order to be in power we have to control, dominate and manipulate. That is not what I'm talking about. There's no power. If I have to control you to be powerful, if I have to manipulate you in my sales copying, if I have to do anything, I've turned 3 people away from my course this week actually because it wasn't aligned for them. Not because, it just wasn't, one of them, it wasn't the right time. There was different reasons. One of them, she needed something a bit higher level. There was different reasons, right? But here's the thing. When we're aligned in our soul purpose, we do what's a good fit, what's an opportunity. When you're a soul aligned leader, like, I am, I'm not just like selling something for people to buy. I'm deciding whether you're a good fit and I'm a good fit and it's a good match, because there's a sacred container, there's sacred work that goes on, and there's an energy and a power and a potential and a momentum. And anything in my world less than that isn't fun for me or you, right? I made a post about it's not loving to reduce yourself in any way for another person. We have so many stories around, oh, you know, it's loving, I'm just careful, I just want to give them what they want because my needs can be put aside. But guess what? At that point, if you allow someone to bully you or do something that's out of integrity, you're becoming a cooperative component. You're not loving them or yourself, because what you're saying is, I'm going to people please you at the expense of me, right? And that's more loving. That's not loving. You're not trusting them to be capable of holding you at your best. You're not trusting them to be able to meet you at your best. You're just literally co-creating with them at their worst and saying that you don't get to be loved. So it's not loving to you or them. So we've got to understand this. People pleasing is a form of manipulation. It is often a survival tactic that we've done. Learned from childhood. Why? Because as kids, right, we have to survive. We need our parents to love us and our caretakers. So like we don't eat, we get our security, survival, everything taken care of if the people we love take care of us and love us. But we carry these traumas into our adulthood. There's nothing loving on the planet from that. People, I believe, who are not in scarcity, not in lack, not in need, right, when that pressure is off, right, which is why I'm so passionate about putting you into your soul aligned work. When that pressure is out of it, right, when you know you can monetize your gifts and your survival needs are out the way, people become naturally more loving there because they're not in defense mode and fear and fight, right? The nervous system changes, the heart can open. That's what I bring you into. Your true heartfelt desires, your true heartfelt wealth, your true heartfelt purpose, your true heartfelt money, all of it, like business, all of it, work, right? Because I know that the right people with their hearts open make this world a better place. And they do not want to do it from manipulation, control and domination. That's not how we want to do it, right? We want to do it differently to that. And that's available and it gets to be abundantly supported. In fact, some of the richest people in the world do it from exactly that place. They're the biggest givers in the world. Think of people like Tony Robbins, Oprah Winfrey. How much do they give? So much. So much. Right? So for heart-centered people, we've got to open our hearts. We've got to trust ourselves that we get to make a lot of money doing what we love in ways that feel good to us. Hi, Helen. Hello, my love. We've got to trust our own power. We've got to be able to hold our own power. I was talking this morning about when things are all easy or seeming to be working out, there's no power there. Our power is in our ability to choose our sovereignty, to choose our choices, to not just see what the world validates or gives us, right? To choose it, to become it now. So I know I'm a success regardless of what the world shows me. I know I'm this person no matter who's shown up for it yet or not. I know I'm wealthy and successful. It's my choice, right? Before the money hits the bank account. If I can hold that, then I'm holding my sovereignty, I'm holding my truth, and I'm holding my power. I am not waiting for the world to tell me what I get to do, be, and have. This is how you become the person who gets what they want. There are lessons. There is trauma. Trauma is the biggest thing that gets in our way. But how we hold our power, especially when things are tough, is everything. And the way that we can do that, hello, my love, hi, Andrea. The way that we can hold our power through the void, through difficulties, through things that don't make sense, through things that would have thrown us off, requires us to drop trauma and reprogram our patterns. We're not powerful unless we get to hold our power of choice, our sovereignty of choice. I get to make money from being me. I get to do things that are beautiful in this world. I get to be massively rewarded for it, right? I get to let go of the old paradigm. I get to choose not to control, dominate, or manipulate anyone in order to get what I want. I get to trust myself with that. I get to understand the meaning, context, and importance of what I'm here to do. I get to do that in clean energy. I no longer will give away parts of myself to please you, because that's not loving for me or for you. I.e., if I reduce my prices, if I people please, I'm still paying into that. They're all forms of control to be loved, right? I get to choose my power beyond that. I get to not let any circumstance outside of me control who I choose to be in this world, right? I get to be that definite in my energy. And guess what? When you are, the whole world moves around you. The whole world moves around you. All the quantum field, which is just like where we create from, I can explain, well, I'm sure if you're on my feed, you might understand quantum energetics. But the thing is this, right? When you're definite in the energy, there's no way the world can't meet you there. When you're not definite in your energy, you're giving your power away. This is the same with every resource: time, money, and energy. There are three main resources, right? If you're asking money's permission who you get to be in this world, you've got it the wrong way round. Money isn't our daddy. It's not like, oh, please, can I go out today? You know, when we make a definite decision, I've made that many times in my investments, in my choices. I made a definite decision. The money had to show up. I didn't know how sometimes, but it had to. But without that desire, right, then I wouldn't have been the energetic match to more, because I didn't have enough energy around it. So it's very good to desire things. It's very good, right, for us. It increases our wealth when we understand how it works, but we're not here to give our power away to other people, to needing to be validated, to our resources. Resources are man-made constructs on the planet to support us. When I decide I want every person I've worked with, right, and some of them are like hundreds of $1 million brands, often entrepreneurs, like leaders, visionaries, creating from scratch. They didn't have the money to start with. I've met Richard Branson, a billionaire, the Virgin billionaire. He didn't have the money to start with when he was going around telling people about his vision. He started with Virgin Records and then went to create so many like service industries across all sorts of sectors. Where did the billion come from? His definite energy. Did he have it first? No, absolutely not. So we have this extraordinary ability, right, when we understand how it works, to make our resources work for us. But we're still like, money, please, can I do this? That's not the way it works. It doesn't work that way. I don't have enough time. Richard Branson has the exact same amount of time as you, and he's a billionaire, so is Oprah Winfrey. So how does that make sense? It makes no sense. What people do that succeed is they have a different focus. They understand on some level quantum physics, even if they wouldn't call it that. They know how to channel their energy, and they know how to get definite. You don't even have to be that confident to be definite, right? Because confidence comes from doing something, seeing that it works, and believing you can do it. But if you're on a growth journey, you're going to want to expand, right? So I could say, well, I've already made $1 million, but I don't know what it's like to make 10 million, right? Or even if you're starting out, you haven't made $100 in your business. You know, you don't know what it feels like yet, but you're going to want to expand. So confidence comes from certainty, which comes from doing something. So you don't want to be confident all the time, but you want to be definite. You want to be definite. You want to be trusting that this isn't like blind faith in like some idea of like, I'll just have faith and it will work out, airy fairy rubbish, right? This is power. This is that I've decided that's for me. Let's go find out. You know, let's go find out if I can hold my energy and get definite, because the more I've worked with venture capitalists, I've gone and raised funds for companies, right? Guess what? Why would they choose me? I franchised a business that had never even had a year in business before. That was unheard of. Why? Because I was so definite. They believed me because I was definite, and I've got a good heart, and people can feel that I don't lie. I was definite. So when we get definite about what we want, right, then the world works around us. It comes that way first. When we look at our bank accounts to decide what we get to have, when we diminish our power on resources that are built to support us, we've got everything the wrong way around. So this is some of the stuff we do in Elevate You. I'm launching that in November. That is all about your brand, your business, your products, your services, making money from being who you are, the energetic spiritual context of why you're here. I'm an expert at releasing trauma, and I've had, I think, way more business experience than most people you'll meet on the internet in terms of consulting, running, directing companies. I integrate all of that because I care about people making money from being who they are, doing the soul-aligned work they're on the planet to do. The time is now for that. It's never been more appropriate. It's never been more necessary, right? But a lot of what's going on is not giving you the substance and the true work behind what that is. So that's what that course does for you. If you have trauma, if you have blocks, if you've been doing stuff for a while and it's not working out, there's energetic stuff. There's stuff in your field to be released. I'm a master energy healer. I will clear that with you. I do trauma release sessions. They're on discount at the moment for 333. If you book in for that, then I will, and then go on to Elevate You, you'll get discounted for the course. You'll get a credit. I really care about this work. I had 2 consultancies and an agency out here in LA. I still have that actually. But like I came online to really do this, to really help people with this. It's my biggest passion that people don't go to jobs they hate. It's my biggest passion that you make money from being who you are. There is nothing I care about more. It's been my entire journey since I was 21 years old and left a corporate law job in the top 5 law firm in the world, hearing that people died of a heart attack mostly at 10 a.m. on a Monday morning. And I realized that was a spiritual issue, that was an energetic issue, that wasn't just about bad diet. That was about living lives that we're not passionate about because we don't know how to make money from doing our true work in the world. And guess what? Our true work is needed more than ever. There are gimmicks out there. There are things that just don't make sense, that sometimes we get in rabbit holes on. This is the actual real stuff that makes stuff work for you, right? I said yesterday, like I've had all sorts of things happen in that environment. But the thing is this, I truly believe you're meant to make money from doing who you are, from being who you are and doing what you love. I truly believe your desires are meant for you. I truly believe that there has never been a better time on the planet for people who are soul aligned to come into more power, to accept it, to receive it, to allow it, to be it, because that's how we change the world. To do things differently, to not control, dominate and manipulate people into buying something or doing something, to be true to who you are and massively rewarded for it. So DM me about those things. Any questions, let me know. Lots of love, and I'll speak to you soon.